Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is just going to be one more way to do this. And I wasn't really going to make a video, I was just kind of playing around, and I thought, there's a couple things. I've rotated this thing, and you see it's 15.297 degrees. So it's kind of hard to figure out how to rotate it equally. So what you can do is set your nudge factor just on like 2 inches and move this thing down or whatever, left click, right click, and then fill this in with the Smart Fill tool and then put it back up. Now if we look at our degrees are at 0. It's because the Smart Fill is the new area. So this circle I made indexing lines is 270 degrees. 270 degrees divided by 9 is 30 degrees. So we want this first one right in the middle of this 15 degree mark. And you can always check things by getting your angular dimension tool, go from there to there in 15.33, but I might be a little bit off on the center. Yeah, as you can see. Let's go ahead and take the shape tool and put that thing to the center and put that one on the center. Now if we move if I've got my line right, we can take the angular dimension tool and go from that node to there, and still a little bit off, but that's not really what the video is about. Let me just start over here. So we've got a line, and there's my mistake right there. I don't have my center point on that node. So let's click on it again, and now it's there. Let's rotate it, and it starts at 360 because it's on this side, so we need 330. So we're going to Control D and make a duplicate and make the duplicate 330 degrees. Evidently didn't make a duplicate. Control D, 330, so it's 30 degrees different. Control D, and you see it's hitting on the hash mark, and this is what we need all the way around. But we need this one on the half of that. So half of 15, or half of 30 is 15, but we only need to move this up because this is on the center. So we're going to Control D and make a duplicate of this guy, and we're going to rotate it 360 minus 7.5. No, that isn't right. Let's rotate it 15 degrees. See what happens. Maybe I was off on that. So 360 is 345 degrees. That's what we're looking for. So now we can just delete this one. Control D and make a duplicate and do it 345 minus 30. Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. Now if you look, these things are exactly, and then to get rid of all these lines, here's a neat little trick. Just take your Alt key and just grab all those lines and then hit delete. And then here's your original circle. We can just nudge it back. And then when you do this other part, we'll just use the virtual same and delete key. And now those are exactly off even from the start. This one might be a little bit longer. I've got an extra node there. And then you would just do the same thing for this big circle. And think about your degrees, and the degrees should be the same. The spacing is going to be a little bit different, but you can add more. Anything divisible by 360 will be evenly spaced out. Anyway, there's another way to do it instead of using the blend tool, and it gets you your right start and your ending part perfect. Hope that made a little bit of sense, and thank you for watching.